You wake up tired, but not physically tired. It's deeper than that. It's that quiet weight in your chest before your feet hit the floor. That split second when you stare at the ceiling and think, what am I actually doing with my life? You're not failing. You're functioning. And somehow, that feels worse. You handle responsibilities. You answer messages. You show up when you're supposed to. From the outside, everything looks stable. Inside, it feels like you're drifting. If you've been feeling lost lately, not broken, not dramatic, just quietly off track, stay with me. Because what you're feeling right now isn't confusion, it's transition. And most people misread that moment. The men who eventually build real direction almost always go through this phase first. Restless, disconnected, uneasy for no clear reason. The difference? They don't numb it. They listen. There was a time I used to sit in my car after work for 20 minutes before going inside. Engine off. Parking lot. Quiet. Not because I was exhausted, because I didn't want to walk into an apartment that represented a life I wasn't sure I chose. That's not laziness. That's misalignment. And if that image hits close to home, then you're not lost. You're aware. Step 1 is simple, but uncomfortable. Stop trying to find your purpose. Start understanding your pain. Purpose rarely shows up as excitement. It shows up as friction. What drains you lately? What feels forced? Where do you feel invisible? Don't minimize that. Dissatisfaction is data. If Sunday night feels heavy, that matters. If you reach a goal and feel nothing, that matters. Here's the question most people avoid. What if the life you built no longer fits the person you're becoming? That's not dramatic. That's honest. And honesty is where direction begins. Now here's where most men make it worse. They feel lost, so they add more noise. More noise. Less clarity. Same drift. Nothing changes. Not one thing. Step 2. Reduce the noise before you try to hear your direction. You cannot find clarity in constant stimulation. For 7 days, don't touch your phone for the first 30 minutes after waking up. Drive in silence once a day. Take one walk without headphones. It will feel uncomfortable at first. Your thoughts will get louder. Good. Clarity doesn't compete with noise. It waits for silence. And if you don't create space to think, you'll keep recycling the same life. Different weeks. Same pattern. Now, step 3. Take one small directional action before you feel ready. This is where momentum begins. Not with certainty. With movement. If you've been saying, I want to start something someday, tonight spend 30 minutes researching one real idea, not announcing it. Not planning a brand. Just researching. If you're curious about a different career, send one message to someone already in that field. One conversation. I was nervous, unsure, but I hit send anyway. That one message started shifting my thinking. Small action breaks mental fog. Overthinking is rarely a thinking problem. It's an action problem. Most men drift for decades without realizing it. Don't let that be you. When I was stuck, I kept saying I wanted to change, but my behavior stayed the same. Same routine. Same weight. Just 1 year older. One small, honest action interrupted that pattern for me. It didn't solve everything, but it shifted my identity from stuck to moving, and that changes everything. Now here's the hard truth. Sometimes you're not lost. You're just living someone else's expectations. And the longer you ignore that, the more expensive it becomes. Expensive in time. Expensive in energy. Expensive in regret. A lot of what you think you want isn't yours. It's inherited from parents, from culture, from comparison. Forget approval. Forget expectations. If no one could judge you, what would you choose then? That question creates tension for a reason. Because sometimes you realize you've been climbing a ladder, leaning against the wrong wall, and staying on it feels safer than admitting it. But safe isn't the same as aligned. Step 5. Build identity before results. You cannot create a new direction while repeating an old story about yourself. If you keep saying, "I'm not disciplined, I never follow through," your brain will protect that identity. Shift it. I'm someone who experiments. I'm someone who adjusts. I'm someone who figures things out. Identity drives behavior. Behavior builds evidence. Evidence compounds over time. This is how small choices become big change. Now let's make this real. Fast forward 1 year. If nothing changes, what does your life look like? Same routine, same weight, just 1 year older. That's the cost of inaction, not disaster drift. You don't need a perfect 5-year vision. You need one honest decision tonight. One boundary. One experiment. One step. Before we close, do something simple. Comment below, "I'm done drifting." Make it visible. Make it intentional. You're not lost. You're between versions. And the only thing separating you from the next one is a decision. Make it. Subscribe. Take a step. Start building clarity today. And don't drift through another year.